Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm back with a video and yeah, my name is Precious. If it's your first time here, please subscribe, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Thank you for being an OG. And I'm doing a collab with someone who's also a medical student. You can introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name is Sharon Phiri and I am a medical student and I also have a YouTube channel. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I will leave somewhere. They should appear on the screen. The links should be in the description, and we're doing a video together on her channel. It should be somewhere. We'll try and put the icon somewhere on top, so make sure you go and watch it. But first finish this video, then go and watch hers.
Yeah.
But make sure you watch both, because we were talking about the response in COVID, like the different responses, because she's studying in Zambia and yes, I'm studying in China, so I'm studying online in China. But yeah, so we talk about the different responses to COVID and yeah, on her channel. Anyway, for today, we're going to be talking about studying in Zambia versus studying in China, studying medicine to be specific. So I'm just going to ask a few questions. Anyway, we're just going to discuss, talk about the differences, and you guys can sit down, relax, and enjoy. So for the first question is, how long is studying medicine here, like in Zambia?
In Zambia, around 7 years. Yeah, but for my school it's 6.5 years.
Oh, 6.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
But counting Premed, yeah, around 7 years.
7 years, okay. So China, it's 6.
Oh.
6 years, yeah, 6 years flat.
Do you guys have to do do you count the year where you're learning in Chinese?
Okay, so no, mostly like the school that I'm at,
Yeah.
no, because the people who did 1 year of Chinese did it at another school. Then they came, yeah. So for them at the end they can count that they did 7 years, but it's not at the medical school. Because,
Okay.
yeah. But then for us, like for me, I didn't do the 1 year of Chinese. I went directly into medicine, but then I had to do Chinese alongside.
Oh, at the
Yes,
same time.
At the same time, yeah.
Wasn't that extremely difficult?
It was hectic.
So how are you communicating before you learn the Chinese? You're just getting lost.
I was just like, where am I? What am I doing here? No, it was really difficult because I remember being frustrated. Like in first year, there was just a point that I was just super frustrated. I couldn't communicate. Had to consistently be using my phone and the translator. Like, hey, I'm trying to say this. Like, yeah, that's a goodness technology. So yeah, you just type in English on you translate and. But there were so many times when I wished I could speak the language. You go in a restaurant, they give you something else. Maybe they put chili in your food because you couldn't hear them say,
Really?
I don't want chili.
Oh, never considered that.
Just, yeah, communication is a big thing. Like being able to speak someone in the same language, it's a privilege.
I think that's what's nice about learning in Zambia is that most people here can understand English.
Yeah.
So as long as you can speak English, you're good.
And you don't have any hassle. Like when you start going to hospital, no hassle with speaking to the patients.
I don't know yet. Oh, really?
For you, it's in English.
Oh, for real?
For
Because
us-
I wanted to start learning Nyanja.
Oh yes, I forgot. There's Nyanja.
Yeah,
There's
because
Nyanja,
yeah, except when you're on the bus, and then for that one you have to learn to say Nisala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, I remember that. I was about to say, okay, yeah, so that's another thing. If you're studying medicine in Zambia, you still have to know the local languages like Nyanja, Bemba, and all that. In China, you need to know Chinese to speak to patients. Although some, of course, maybe will speak some English, but mainly. But yeah. Then the next question is, when does your academic year start?
Our academic year, it starts in January and August.
Oh,
so we
okay.
have 2 intakes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so our academic year starts in September and then March or so. But yeah.
Oh, and March.
Yeah, March.
Those are interesting times. But I think that's good because if you've written your exams in November, by the time you get your results, instantly you just go.
Yeah. For that's true. That's true. You can instantly just go. But I'm trying to think. I stayed a little while before. Like after I wrote my exams and then I went to China, there was a gap. So I didn't notice that. But yeah, that's an advantage.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
How long is your semester?
Oh, so our semesters are September.
Let me also count.
5 months. September, October, November, December. Yeah, 5 months.
Yeah, ours too is also around 5 months.
4 to 5 months, depends. I don't know if one semester is longer than the other because the first one is like September to December. Can you imagine on Christmas we're writing exams? We're writing exams, having a class or something. So September to like January is like one semester, and then March to this one which we had was from like March to July. Okay, so you're saying your academic year has...
Oh yeah, we're saying that it's 2 semesters and it starts from August and January. But yeah, you guys have to go to school during Christmas.
I've gone to class before on Christmas. I think I've written an exam a day after Christmas.
That's so sad.
We are used. You get used with time. My next question would be, like, are you able to get scholarships like when getting into medical school here?
Here in Zambia? Not that I know of. I really don't know any bursary situation, but I think maybe for the public universities there might be something, but for our school so far there's no bursary opportunities, which sucks. Do you guys have?
Okay, so for us, medical schools in China, it's not very easy to have a scholarship, and then when you do have a scholarship, for you to maintain it takes a little bit of work. Like you have to be topping the class consistently.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to be like, they'll give you the scholarship in the first year, but then if you don't top the class or you're not active, because Chinese people have a lot of activities that they have, like we'll come and talk about that. But yeah, they have a lot of activities that they have. So if you are not very active, you're not consistent, then you might lose your scholarship.
Oh.
Yeah, so but
thanks. So now you have to do exercise and stuff.
Yeah, so it's you will find more scholarships in other courses, like more than medicine. Medicine is a little bit...
Why do you think that is?
I don't know actually. I don't know if it's because maybe the length of the study, 6 years. I don't know.
Oh, it's a lot of scholarships. All those pumping scholarships.
Yeah, I don't know. But then the next question is, let's talk about the activities. Like as a medical student here, do you feel like you have time? Does the school offer any other things you can do on campus? And do you think you have time for doing anything else apart from like studying?
That one is the important one. Do I have the time? So our school, like, like I previously mentioned in our video we did for my channel, my school is still very new. It started like literally last year, I think. Yeah, it's still very new, so they're still coming up with new things, but there are a lot of things to do on campus. There's the all the athletics you can ever want, and and now we're just opening up new clubs, so there are gonna be all these types of clubs. But for me personally, I don't have time for any of it. I don't have time for any of it. YouTube is my only hobby. Other than that, there's no time. Because if you want for our school, if you want to attend a lecture, you can just go and play ping pong in the sports hall, or you can but I'm not gonna do that. When our break is too short, and lecturers don't respect break time. They don't respect break, they don't respect lunch.
Us too.
They just speak and it's like, I'm hungry. Like, too much information. Yeah, so we do have the things, but for me personally, I don't have time. But for some other people, they have time for it.
Other things. Yeah, our lecturers, sometimes some of them don't respect our break times, and I don't know if any of my Indian classmates will watch this. They even made the song that sing in Chinese, like to tell them, like, when the lecturer is teaching and then they'll sing together, break time.
Oh my god, yeah, we should start doing that. But the problem with our lectures is that they get offended. They're like, so you don't want me to teach? You know we don't! We're tired. Those are all the drugs. No more, please.
They don't realize like medicine has got so much information, so it might seem like a simple 5 minutes break, but your brain...
For them, they don't realize that we've been learning before you. Before you came, there's another one who taught us more information. I just need to rest.
The breaks make sense.
Yeah.
You need the breaks. But yeah, anyway, I also wanted to ask, before actually we move on to the next question, I didn't answer about China. China, there are also activities. You have singing competitions. I think I talked about this in one of the videos I did, where like there's just so much, but again, it's about you. Do you know how to divide your time? Do you know how you're going to be able like to do this and to do that? And but yeah, they offer a lot of things that you can do. There's sports also, which you can do once you have time. If you have time, I also never had time for anything else. You never find me at the football pitch. You just never. If you find me there, you'll be shocked. I used to try to sing sometimes, but yeah.
Did you join the competitions?
Did I ever join a competition? No, I didn't. I never joined. They have so many competitions going on. I never joined competitions. I would just like at the end of the year would have some event. So I would audition for that. Sometimes they pick you, sometimes they don't. I think I had my fair share of tears where they didn't pick me.
Not tears! It's supposed to be a hobby, but there's tears involved.
In tears, yeah, when they don't pick you, you go audition, you take your time. Instead of studying, you're out there singing and practicing and then they didn't pick you. Like, you're like, do you know the time that I had to divide for me to be here? But anyway, the next question is, I wanted to ask about like your exams. How are your exams? Do you have midterms? Do you have like what's the system of exams?
I only realized recently when someone brought it up that we have too many exams. We have the mid semesters and then like a month and a half after that is the finals, and in between we're just having tests and labs and assignments. Okay, you just asked about exams. Sorry. I got distracted. I'm like, it's a lot of work. But yeah, those are our exams, the finals and the mids.
Do they like add up to your final grade like at the end?
Yeah, so the mid-semester exam is usually 20 to 30% of our grade, plus the labs and all of that to bring it to 40. Then the final exam is 60% of our grade. So, I don't know how I feel about that ratio, because on one hand, if your CA is bad, you can make up for it with the exams.
Yeah.
But if you have a good CA and you just mess up the exam, it's like, yeah.
Anyway, at least they complement each other. For us, it depends on the professor or the lecturer.
Really?
Like, yes.
That's a lot of power.
I've had courses where I've gone through the whole course and we've never written an exam to the final thing. Like, yes, like I rarely see midterms. Then there are some who like give you small tests here and there. Like last semester, HES, we had a lot of tests and assignments. Like they were even somewhere, because it's online, maybe you didn't wake up and listen to that class, you just hear your friends saying, oh, we had dinner.
That also happened to me. Like I just walked into class and then the clinical science teacher was like, what is your assignment? And I was like, assignment? What are you talking about? So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but yeah, so last semester I did have like a lot of assignments, but I've had semesters where the teacher will just teach you, come and teach you. Like I remember pharmacology. Each pharmacology guys used to have a quiz every time we went in every week.
I'm starting to sweat. You're just talking about pharmacology.
We used to have a quiz like every week. But then there are some where I remember, like I think one of the chemistries where we never had a test. But leads to my next question. Does attendance matter? Like, do you have to be there?
Not at all.
Really?
I think for some lecturers, maybe attendance might matter, but for us, at the end of the day, it's not part of our CA. It's not part of anything. There's people I've never seen in my class. Like, we only see each other during exams, so it doesn't matter. But yeah.
Wow, Chinese people are big on attendance.
I've heard that like you can fail if you haven't been attending.
Like they have a fingerprint, like we had a fingerprint machine.
Yo!
When you enter class, like you have to put your fingerprint to show.
What if someone from my school is watching and they're getting ideas, they're like, oh, let's also make them do that.
I'm sorry. We're still including this in the video so we can down the deal. But yeah, like the Chinese people, actually, there are courses that maybe attendance will even save you. It has a percentage.
Oh.
Yeah, like, and has a big, like, the way you've got your CA has a big percentage. Yeah. Attendance has a big percentage. Like, it has a percentage in your exam, your final exam.
What's the percentage?
I can't remember, sadly, but sometimes it can even be like maybe 10%.
That's enough to make a difference.
Yeah, it can make a difference. It depends on the lecture.
Do you have to attend everything or just like a percentage of the classes?
You have to attend every class.
Oh, the 100%?
Yes. You have to attend the classes. But I feel like they were more strict when like going first year, where like even when you are sick, Like you have to write a letter, I'm sick. But
keep on leave in the middle of class. So just take their bag and walk out.
That's the thing. I think the more like senior you become, I hope no one from my school is watching this, but the more senior you become, the more tactics people had. Like where someone will just come put their fingerprint
And then go.
That's
smart.
You just
that person. That's what I would be doing.
If you see someone in PJs walking to class, just know it's just a fingerprint and they're going back. And then if someone comes to do attendance, someone will just text, oh, attendance is going on in class, because sometimes the teacher will just randomly walk in and start calling names.
Oh, yeah.
Like, attendance matters.
For us, like we have to write down our name, our ID, and then sign. But I don't think they really keep up with that because it hasn't caught up with me, and I be dodging classes.
You guys
Do not
are living
dodge
the life.
classes. If they are watching this is not a representation of all students at Unilas, I promise.
I can't imagine like no one caring if I'm not in class. Like,
Bro, like towards the end, and for classes like our biochem lecturer likes to ask questions in class, and she just asks the most random questions, and it's hard. It's so hard. It's checked in that class. Everyone is anxiety. It's so scary. So people just don't attend. So sometimes we can have like 20 people attending, maybe 15, and in our class for 58. So it's like, and it's only during exams. It's like, there's so many of you. I've never seen you. It's like, yeah, you're scary. You scare us.
And then there's China where they don't even know the names of people in class.
Yay!
Like they give us Chinese names when we arrive.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, like my name is Legion.
So like, how did they give you the names?
Okay, so when you arrive, like your first class, because we have Chinese, like one of our first classes in our first year is Chinese, they ask you either a name that like rhymes with your English name, or something that maybe you really like and you want to be translated into Chinese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So for example, my name is Precious in English. So I asked them to give me Precious in Chinese. I don't think they did though.
Yeah, so what do you think they're calling you?
I don't know. Like, like I've never come to understand. But I told her like my name. I think she played around with it. But when I translate it, it tells me it means Jane. And I'm like,
she just called you Jane.
And then like I blame Google Translate. Okay, so the next question I'm going to ask is like, how many years do you have like your clinical courses, your preclinical, your pre-med? Like how is it divided?
Okay, so pre-med is 2 years, but then for my school it's so 1 year is pre-med and then the other one is bridging, and it's only 6 months. So for our school it's 1 year 6 months, but for most schools it's 2 years pre-med or just whatever A levels is. And then for basic medical sciences, that's the pharmacologies, that's 2 years after your pre-med, and then 3 years is clinical rotations.
Okay, so for us, your first year is pre-med. I'm not so sure. I know I came here without research. But yeah, I'll talk according to how it's been like for me. So your first year is pre-med. And how is pre-med for you guys? Is it like very bulky? Is it relaxed? Do they give you so many courses?
They have 4 courses. Maths, English, physics, and what is that? Oh, physics and biology.
That's different. Okay.
Yeah, but the pre-meds are always looking miserable. Like, so
I don't blame them. You came from high school.
They're going through a lot. I think they're going through a lot.
I don't blame them. You came from high school doing math and then you
Yeah,
find it again
and
in
they're
medical
moving
school.
fast. And that's what's crazy to me, that they're moving so fast. Like the concepts that took us a long time for them, they're just already done. It's like, whoa, they're moving fast.
Very fast, yeah.
And then, but I like the idea of bridging so that, you know, they integrate the basic sciences and then the medical sciences, so that by the time they start, they have a clear understanding, you know.
Is like when do you start going to the hospital, like as medical students?
We start going to the hospital in our 4th year, and no, we don't. We start going in our 3rd year, direct entry, or 5th year overall. So yeah, and the clinical rotations last 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For us, you start going. I'm trying to get used to when she says direct entry.
Oh, yeah.
So direct entry means that after pre-med. Right?
Yeah, after pre-med.
Yeah, because you don't count pre-med.
Yeah.
Okay, so for us, you start going to the hospital in 4th year. Yeah, you start going, and then 4th year and 5th year, you do it in line with theory classes. So maybe you've got a class in the morning, like theory, then in the afternoon you're at the hospital, something like that. During the holidays, you're at the hospital. But then 6th year, it's flat out internship, hospital. You are now almost a doctor. But yeah. And then the next question is fees. Like, how are the fees, like in Zambia, compared Zambian students, international students?
Okay, so the fees for the international students is way higher than the one for the Zambian students for no reason at all, because it's the same level of education. It's the same education. But yeah, so the international students pay in US dollars and it's $1,750 a semester. Yeah, and there's 2 semesters in a year. So it's like each year you're buying like a bit. Yeah.
So together it's like 3,000 for a year. 3,000
Yeah.
plus, almost the same as China.
Yeah.
Actually, okay, wow.
Yeah, like 2 visits a year. And then for the Zambian students, they are paying between 11 and 15,000 for direct entry, and then for the Premed it's a little bit less than that. I'm not sure how much.
So
I think
kwacha.
around 8,000 kwacha. Somewhere there. Might be more, might be less.
Okay, and then do you have to pay, like, because you pay so much, but do you have to pay other fees apart from that? Do you have to pay visa fees?
Oh no, we don't have to pay any other fees except for students' cards, which are students' permits. So yeah, you have to get your permit done. It's like 9,000 now to get it. It used to be 2,000, but now it's 9,000. Yeah, you have to get your permit every 2 years. And what other important document do we need? Medical aid. We don't have medical aid here, and there's no facilitation for us to have it. But I think that's something they should change, because for the international students at least, like, we need medical aid.
Yeah. But do you think being a medical student in like Zambia, international medical student, do you think like it's a lot of work, or do you think it's too hard? Is it too
Like
much
being an
hassle?
international
Yeah,
student?
it's like too much hassle, or life is like chilled?
Like what, here in Zambia?
Yeah, here in Zambia, being an international student in Zambia.
Life here is
As an international student.
there's a lot of things to do in Zambia, but I just feel like there could be more things to do. Like, we could have more. But there's definitely a lot of things to do. You're not gonna be bored for like that, but it is a bit pricey, so you would have to shell out some money.
Yeah, it is pricey.
Yeah, but overall it's okay. Like, I find it interesting. I just wish we had more interesting things to do. Like, they should open up theme parks and all those interesting things, so that when you're studying, you're getting a 360 cultural experience, and it's not just school, or
We only need a
bad
break.
behavior.
Of bad behavior.
Maybe if they had more things for us to do that are like normal, there wouldn't be so much insanity.
So there is insanity in schools here.
Yeah.
Okay, for us, like, the fees are around 3,000, like US, most schools in China, 3,000 US per year, and then for the 2 semesters, both of them included. And then I think that's like minus accommodation fees. Accommodation fees are a little, depends. And then you have health insurance that you have to pay each year, and a visa fee that you have to pay each year. Like, it's only a 1-year visa, but the permit is like 2 years here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do those fees come part of the school fees, or you have to pay them
You
separate?
have to pay them separate.
Yo.
You pay, like, at my school, you pay the dorm fee separate, the accommodation fee. Okay, other people pay the dorm fee and accommodation fee together. But I don't know why I was super used to like having like it divided into 4. Your dorm fee this side, accommodation fee this side, visa fee. Because the visa, you have to go to I've forgotten what they call the government office where you go. But yeah, you have to go to the government office, and although you say here it's much difficult, like you stand in line for so many days.
You stand in line for like 4 days, and it just doesn't end.
To get a permit, yeah. So we have to go to the office, and then that's where we pay the money from.
So do you live like in the dorms on campus?
Okay, yeah. So for my school, it's kind of expensive to live off campus. Some people do. Those who can manage, they do, but most people prefer to live on campus. But other parts of the cities, they manage to, it's much cheaper to afford like off campus. What about like at your university?
Oh, for us, our campus is currently closed, but due to COVID and also just new construction. But yeah, mostly here in Zambia, boarding houses are very common. So yeah, it's like a regular house, and then there's, yeah, you guys as students, you stay in that house, and regular things are provided for you, like electricity. You don't have to pay for electricity or water or any of that. Some come with furniture, some don't. That was not some. Then yeah, you know, you can be many in a room, or like if you want, you can have your own room depending on what your budget is, or there can be many of you in a room. So that's the housing situation if you're not living on campus for your school. So yeah, most people just live on campus and things like that.
And then the difference, like when now you finish studying, I think between China and Zambia is you guys don't need to do licensing exams, right?
Yeah, I don't think we have to do licensing exams.
I'll do more research and like plop it up somewhere, but like for us we have to come and do licensing exams, and then now that's when you can get on the list to be deployed into a hospital.
That sounds so scary.
It's like one of the things in my medical career. I think the first one which I was pretty scared of was writing my like Chinese proficiency exam, because like if you don't have your Chinese certificate, language certificate, then you can't get your degree, and then the next was like licensing exam, like, but I'm happy I got over with the Chinese one. Licensing is what remains ahead.
Yeah, if you have questions, more questions, I'm not against making a part 2 to this video at all.
Yeah. Because I feel like we talked so much and then we kept on having issue with the content.
Yeah.
So at this point, we're like, let's just give you guys the last part.
Yeah. Hopefully nothing, there's no explosion. Yikes.
But thank you so much for coming to my channel. I really enjoyed doing this video. Guys, check out the video we did on her channel. Super interesting as well. We talked about the different reactions which our schools had to the COVID, to the pandemic, and our online, what we think. And check out her channel, subscribe. She's got medical school content. Go and be, inspired. And subscribe.
Let's support small creators and support Zambian creators, because nationalism, I guess. Patriotism. So yeah.
Yay for Zambia.
Yes. But if you have any questions or anything like that, you can definitely DM either of us. I think you're gonna leave the links in the description. Yeah. And if it's so many questions, we'll do a part 2.
Yeah, we'll do a part 2. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, if you ask us so many questions, we'll sit down and do a part 2.
Yeah.
Until next time, don't forget to check our channel out.
Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Take 6 million, thousand, billion.